That's the Abbey down there where we were having lunch and taking a walk around. Now the road that we've been driving back and forth on runs behind this little hill that you see right in front of us with the fields and the trees. And one of the only places that he could actually be parked and be able to actually see the Germans coming into town here in the area would be right over there, because he's looking up the main road. He's looking down the main drag, down into town. Yeah. So as far as exactly where, he might have been down in the forward parts of it looking through some timber. He may have been a little bit higher up looking down the road as it curves into town. That's hard to speculate, but I would think it would be on this.
And that's Hill 249?
That's Hill 249, right? The high part of it right there.
Okay.
So you're talking about the cleared off part of the hill? No. Or the treed hill?
I'm talking about the whole damn hill because we have no idea exactly. But Hill 249 is the high spot.
The high part.
And the rest of it is still Hill 249, but it's named for the top.
So this is where he went forward during the heat of the battle between 16 and 20 December, to try to maintain contact with all the forward companies. He was not able to contact.
Yeah, and their concern with light coming through would be very genuine if they were up there and there were Germans down below looking for things in the hilltops, looking for them. So they would want not to be spotted up there, because the fight did go around them.
Yeah.
And so at some point or another, when they were pulling out, they would likely have been pulling out back in the general direction between Ostweiler, which is up the hill, and the main road, because the main road was a firefight. So it's hard to. It's again this. Oh!
You're fine.
I whacked her right on the head with the lens. That probably really hurt.
Nah.
Out the course of the two different campaigns to liberate the town, because they were here first in October, liberating the town. So you see 83rd, 4th, and 5th. And then you see underneath that dates February 7th when they crossed the river. So the Bulge took place from December 16th, 1944 until realistically the first week of February. Because it wasn't until that first week of February, David, watch your back.
Wait. Sorry.
It's okay. No, it's good. Please stop the children first. Priority one. The town was liberated twice. We were here, liberated it. The Bulge happened, overran this area again for the second time, and we then pushed everything back by really the first couple days of February of 1945. So, two liberations. Now, of course, when you think of in terms of the Nazis coming over and invading, they did the same thing twice as well. They did it the first time in 1940, and then they came back in late 44. So, as you can see up there, if you know your emblems, I'm going to sneak through. That's the one belonging to Granddad right there. That's 4th Infantry. Over here is 83rd. Now, you may have remembered the number at 83rd from yesterday. This was the division that actually replaced the 4th up in the Hurtgen, in those positions on the other side of the ridge. The Ohio Division. O-I-O.
Here at the radio tower outside of Young Leinster, outside of Luxembourg City. This is the tower that the 12th Regiment 4th ID was charged with defending during the Battle of the Bulge. And this is that very installation built in 1934. So this is it. This is what he was defending. And when the Battle of the Bulge commenced with a German onslaught into this area, the 12th was charged with making sure this did not fall into German hands. They held the shoulder of the Bulge, kept them out of Luxembourg City and away from this tower, and successfully achieved their mission against very great odds, and therefore received a Presidential Unit Citation for valor in this effort.
Take the next one.
Still in Echternach, in Luxembourg, and the reason we're here is that in Echternach, during the Battle of the Bulge that broke out on December 16th, while Dad was on leave in nearby Luxembourg City, The frontline rifle companies were all deployed in these towns along the German border with Luxembourg, one of which was Easy Company, located in this building. And the Easy Company was surrounded by the onslaught of the Germans. Dad was sent forward with his half-track to try to get radio contact, wireless radio contact with the forward rifle companies, because all the wires had been cut. And Easy Company was one he said he was never able to make contact with. And that's because, according to the history books, they had been cut off and captured. That is, what was left of them. And this is the building that took place. This is where Easy Company was entrapped. And we have a plaque commemorating that. We'll do a close-up to see that. There is the 4th Infantry insignia.
Oh, what damage you see
During
up
the
there?
Battle of the Bulge, December 1944, this place was heroically defended by soldiers of E Company, 12th Regiment, 4th U.S. Infantry Division. Their sacrifice to lay the enemy advance and contribute to the final victory. We shall remember.
Most of what you see here is
One final item we just found out from our tour guide. You see all the lintels that are broken on the window, around the windows. That's from the shelling. The Germans shelling this building, this area, during the Battle of the Bulge. The Germans shelling this building, this area, during the Battle of the Bulge. Closer shots of the dragon's teeth. Along here, here's our fearless tour guide and Führer. Oh, of our tour Führer.
Don't you dare! This isn't that kind of tour.
Yeah, okay. More of the dragon's teeth in this area. If we were pinpointing where we are, how would I describe it? These are the dragon's teeth on the west wall near...
We are directly above the west wall village of Kehr, K-E-H-R.
And that's Germany.
That is both Germany and Belgium. The road and the line actually go right through the village.
Okay, very good. And this is a mixture of two projects.
Well, this is, yeah, two different phases of the same big project.
Okay.
Exactly. The Linus program and the Offensar basically run into each other right here. So now that everybody's within earshot, all
there they are.
Basically, what you see here are, like I said, have been saying, the two projects, the Linus program, the Type 38 program, which built the line that you see here, which has 1, 2, 3, 4 courses of teeth. And her measuring the fourth one.
According to our guide leader, this is a completely unique collection of visible remnants of several versions and generations of the west wall, the so-called dragon teeth, that was built over about a 10-year, a little bit less, I guess, year period by Hitler. And he said there's nothing like it anywhere else, but this is totally unique. What, my angel thing? What you gonna break one of these? You see if you can break that dragon's tooth?
I'm trying to break the branches like that.
Oh, wow! I don't know. Here's an intact bunker. The other one we saw had been blown up by the Allies after they captured it. But this is virtually exactly as it would have looked, of course, not surrounded by woods. This is where crews would stay in 48-hour shifts under protection, and then they would come out every 48 hours to manned anti-aircraft gun positions. Again, this is the Miles European trip, and today is June 17, 2018. We're going to go into the bunker in just a minute and see what it looks like inside. Here we are going inside the bunker. That's the gas door. They would be sealed with a rubber gasket, and they would close it to seal out an event of a gas attack, which never happened. And in we go.
But the doctor doesn't.
Went out. And how do we know that? Ofenrohr, pipe or tube, just like there, but ofen is an oven. And as far as this, and there you have it, exactly. A little bit of standing water. That's the old drain down there. But when you look at the lines on the walls, what you're seeing there are bunk mounts.
What?
Bunk mounts. 1, 2, 3. So here's 3 guys. Here's 3 more guys. Here's 3 more guys. Each of these little spaces slept 9 guys. And the crews would rotate off the gun and back into the bunk, so nobody had their own bunk. A bunk was shared.
In the same vicinity near the bunker we just saw, these are some of the remnants of the dragon's teeth constructed by the Nazis as part of a defensive complex along the German-Belgian border. Those are deep in the woods, you can't see them. But there were many layers of these along this border. is June 17th, 2015. 2018, wow. And we are in, or just above, the village of Zellerich in Germany. We've been following along the exact route that my father took in February of 1945 after his division and regiment were moved back up to the northern part of, back into the Belgium-German area where they were in the Battle of the Hürtgen Forest. And after the Battle of the Bulge, his unit came back up here, crossed into Germany across the Siegfried Line, and pursued the Germans down through Zellerich and into Prüm. And there is a picture in the regimental history book of the soldiers walking through the destroyed village of Zellerich. Dad made a note on that he remembered this area very well, and the road I'm taking a picture of is the very route that he walked, going through Zellerich, and the village of which we've already passed through. Our guide, Doug, was thinking that this is where that picture was made right here initially, and he still thinks it's possible, but after looking at the picture more, it may have been taken further down in the village proper. We're in an area called Hohe Zellerich, which means High Zellerich, on a hill above the main part of the village. What precious thing. What you want me to see? Yeah, well, look at there. A witch on the pole. Here's a scene. We came back closer to the village of Zellerich, and we think this is the other possible place where that picture was taken that's in Dad's album, going into the village of Zellerich, his unit, his regiment, his division, with his handwritten notation that I remember this place very well. Zellerich, marching through this ground, on this very ground, in February of 1945, following their victory at Battle of the Bulge and being moved back up north to cross into Germany through Zellerich and later Prüm, which will be our next stop. And I'll include a picture of the road sign that proves that I'm right. We are in Zellerich. Zellerich. We are in the town of Prüm, P-R-U-M, that was it was leveled during World War II, shelled into smithereens by advancing Allies, and Dad marched through it, and they established here a regimental headquarters to which he was attached. But the pictures of Prüm show its utter devastation, and Dad commented on the extent of the devastation in his war album commentary attached to the pictures of it. And then the city was leveled again about 5 years after the war by the explosion of an underground munitions bunker. What was being rebuilt was re-leveled, so World War II leveled Prüm twice.
Sure, that would be my best
pictures
guess.
From Dad's album were taken in and around this very area where we're standing.
They went into a building that was mostly bombed out. He says that.
Well, that could have been just about any of the buildings here, actually. Just
watching these kids running the street.
Right here. So seeing the two towers right there,
and there's
that's the picture Dad took.
Yeah, exactly.
Going through Prüm right there, and then the two.
And that picture,
yeah,
probably taken looking this way from down there somewhere.
And that picture was probably taken looking that way from down below.
Yeah, that's his.
Obviously from his half track as he moved through town.